Hey sis, how are you? So this was our very first week of homeschooling in 2026. Yes, and today I'm sharing the real recap. I'm going to tell you how well it went, some of the challenges we had, how my pre-K behaved, and how I was able to handle it even on hard days. Yes. So thank you so much for joining me on this live. And please, can you help me? I'd like to hear from you whether you have started homeschooling this year, and if not, when you plan to homeschool. So this school year started early. I don't know if it started early or whether I just think it started early, but we started this week Monday. We started on Monday, and I prepared my mind for it. I know I'm homeschooling four children in total, all my four kids. And the oldest is in the seventh grade, and the youngest is in pre K, and he's four. And this year, I have, you know, my vision sort of planned out for him what I want to accomplish this year with him. And I started to do that this week. I'm so grateful that I was able to implement that this week. And one of the things that I did was to always have him do his work first, focus on him first, get him to finish his work first before getting distracted by whatever else I did in the day, or before getting distracted with working with his older siblings. Because when I start to focus on his older siblings and work with them, I sort of move him aside and I stop focusing on him. So I decided that this year I must work with him first, finish whatever we have to do before helping his older siblings. So on Monday, we started with reviewing the alphabets. And guess what? I used these books that I got from the Dollar Tree. And this is the pre-K slash kindergarten learning letters. And it's a sticker book. It has a lot of stickers inside. And my son enjoys working with stickers. And so we did this first page on Monday. This was our first page. It was very easy. I can't believe I put January 1st. No, that's a mistake. So we did this together. We completed this together. This was a good warm up for him to get him started, get him ready for homeschooling this year. And we just went one by one, um, going through this page. We looked at uh, the images, and we figured out what comes next. So apple starts with the letter A, and then I said, what comes after A? He said B. Then I said, okay, what comes after B? He says C. And then going to the page where all the stickers were, I had to ask him, what um, what animal makes the sound that C makes? And he chose the animal cat. And so I helped him peel out the sticker, and he placed the sticker where it needed to be. So we went through this from A all the way to the letter Z, and he did it all by himself. And once he was done, I think I said it was okay for him to just do this page. It was fun. It was interactive. I was with him one on one. Like, I stayed with him. I didn't give him any space until he was done, because I realized that any little space that I give my son, he will take it and he'll get distracted. And I didn't want him to get distracted. So I stayed on with him until we finished it. And I think it took maybe about 30 minutes, 45, I mean, 15 to 30 minutes because of the distraction, the pausing, and I also had to give him applause. And that brings me to the next thing that I'm deciding to implement this year, which is giving him applauses, encouraging him, giving him um, words of affirmation. He enjoys that. Like when I say, great job, give me high fives. When I say, give me a hug, that was all we were doing this week, just to encourage him to continue to go on. Um, I had actually stopped using um, those words, high fives and encouragement, after my third son started first grade, because he 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 outgrew those things. And after he outgrew the me giving him high fives and hugs, I stopped those words of encouragement because he just needed to do his work and get it over with. But now that my youngest son is starting homeschooling, I realized that he wants me to begin to give him applauses. Like he enjoys the applauses when I give them to him. And so now I'm relearning to give my youngest son applauses, praises, encouragement, just to have him continue to um, get his work done. So that was what I was doing. Every time he does something well, I'll say, "Yeah, you did it. High five." And he gets very excited and he's so pumped up to continue to get his work done. So on Tuesday, so that was Monday. On Tuesday, I also did the same with him. I started with him again on Tuesday, and he actually did more work. So on Monday, he was sort of fussy. He didn't want to he didn't want to do his work at first, and I was tempted to just let it be, like let him just do whatever he wanted. I was tempted to not let him do his work, but then I realized that if I did that on Monday, he might respond the same way the next day. And if I continue to let him get away with doing what he wants to do, then when will he now begin to sit down and get his work done? So on Monday, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let him tell me what to do, sort of like, it wasn't like in a mean way, but it was like, no, he's gonna have to sit down and get the work done. But I encouraged him to do it, and I sat with him until he got it done. He went from being fussy, like, oh, he didn't want to do it, to enjoying to do it. But Tuesday was different. Tuesday, he was looking forward to it. He was more ready to get his work done. And he actually did more work on Tuesday than he did on Monday. I gave him a lot of attention. And I think we took about an hour to finish his work. And one thing that I enjoyed, one thing that I loved that he did on Tuesday was that he actually did more than 2 pages of work on his own. And I had to sit with him until he completed those 2 pages. And I gave him my undivided attention. And we spent at least an hour together. And I kept giving him the praises, the encouragement. We kept hugging. We kept laughing and enjoying the work together. And yeah. And on Tuesday, we did this. Yes, was it Tuesday? Yeah, we did this page also. We used this book again, and we did this page. So when you're working with pre-K, you don't need any expensive curriculum. You don't need any expensive book. Whatever book you have that will help him, that will help you communicate, or that will help you um, teach your child what you need to teach your child. That's the book you need. So right now, I'm trying to get my son to get better at writing and tracing. And this Dollar Tree books works really great for that. So on Tuesday, I believe the 6th, was it Wednesday? I think Tuesday. On Tuesday, this was the page that he did. And he had to write the missing letters. Son, the missing letter is an S. For the first time, I saw my son actually attempting to write the letter S, even though it wasn't correct, it wasn't perfect, but I clapped for him. He did it boldly, he did it by himself. And then I was so surprised that he wrote T by himself. Sorry, I keep mixing the 2 days. This was on Tuesday. He did this on Tuesday. So for the first time, I saw my son write the letter T by himself because he is still learning to write his letters. So seeing him write the letter T, I jumped up and I was super excited. I encouraged him. I gave him lots of hug for that. And then he also attempted to write the letter S, but I sort of like helped him to um, write it correctly. And he now wrote the letter T here for tent. Very Chuku, I'm on. Thank you. Okay. So, and then after writing the missing letters, we went to where the sticker page was, and then he put the half of he put the stickers on the page. So the stickers required him to put half, the remaining half. So the sun, he had to complete the sun here. He had to complete the tree, complete the tent, and complete the snail. We were having fun doing this page together. And then afterwards, we did this one. I believe we did this one. Oh no, this is the one from yesterday. Let me figure out which other one we did. Oh yes. And then we did this afterwards. We did this page afterwards. Or was it this one we did first? I'm not remembering, but just know that we did this page also. He wrote the different letters, the missing letters, J, I, J, I, and I. He did this. Yes. And so this was I was really impressed with how well he did this week. And then on another day, I'm so getting a little confused with the things we did, but I know. So, okay. So on another day this week, we used this book and he did tracing. So yesterday, he did tracing. And also he did this yesterday too. Okay. So yesterday, the 7th, we walked on this page where he traced the missing letters, either W's or V's or U. And then he put the stickers for them here, and then colored the different letters. So this is really helping him to do the same thing, meaning review his letters, the letter sound in multiple different ways, not just doing tracing, but he can color the letters and then he can use stickers also to place where the letters are supposed to be. So this is great. And yesterday he did tracing the uppercase letter using this book that I also got from the Dollar Tree. This is the preschool printing for ages 3 to 5. And I was very proud of it because excuse me. I was very proud of him because he comfortably and boldly started to trace F on his own. So my son is still learning to hold his pen comfortably enough to be able to write. And he's not able to write straight lines smoothly. He still has some shaking in his writing and all of that. But I was proud that he was able to write the letter F's and trace the letter F's. And then he reads very well and he understands. His reading and comprehension is great. So at the bottom here, he had to circle the letters. Sorry, at the bottom, he had to circle the things that start with the letter F. And he did those very well. So he's very good with reading and comprehension. His challenges are that um, he's not able to hold his pen so very well, and he's having difficulty learning to write his letters. Okay, so today he was fussy today. He didn't want to do his work today. Today was sort of like a repeat of Monday, Monday's event. But I was not going to budge. Like he even started crying. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give in. We sat down there and he got his work done. I started to praise him, give him encouragement. I even made up a fun way to trace the letter G. And he got into it and he finished this page. So the strategies that I am implementing this year is working, making sure that I give him the attention first, give him that attention when I'm not tired, when I'm not being pulled in all different directions by my um, three older ones. And also getting him, um, sitting down with him and getting all the work done, and then giving him praises and making sure that I don't give in, because that was what I was doing before. If I see him fuss and complain, I will say, "Oh, I'm gonna just leave him today and start over tomorrow." But that was not helping matters at all. It was actually causing him to have a delay in in his academic progress, because I'm not insisting that he practice. This is practicing. If he doesn't practice, how will he get better? So I'm not going to give in to him not wanting to do his work. I'm going to um, guide him and helping him to get used to getting his work done. And another thing that I want to say that I just that have left my mind, escaped my mind, is I forgot. Oh man. Okay, so those are the things that I can remember now that I'm going to be doing. And yeah. So if you have any questions, I want you to drop it in the comment section below. Some of the challenges that you may be having when it comes to homeschooling your toddler. Oh, yes. Another thing that I'm implementing is more patience. Okay. Being more patient with him, because there are times that I can just be like, oh man, I'm not ready to deal with this today. Let me just focus on the older ones. But doing that doesn't help. So I'm learning patience with him, a lot of patience, because being the youngest, sometimes he gets away with some of the things that he wants to get away with, but not this year. This year, we are going to sit down together and get his school work done. So this was what we did this week. We used these books from the Dollar Tree, and then we also visited the library as well. I took all my kids out to the library yesterday for their homeschool program that they did. There, my kids were able to do hands-on activity. They made omelette. They found an easy way to make omelette in the microwave, and then they made also fruit kebabs. So my toddler, my pre-K, was excited to join them to do it. He was able to make his own eggs, and also make his own fruit kebabs. So if you are teaching pre-K, homeschooling pre-K, this live video is going to be a way to encourage you. I'm going to share how my own week went so that you can see that you're not the only one going through some of these challenges that parents who homeschool toddlers or who teach toddlers go through. So I hope that my own experiences will encourage you to keep on going. I want to encourage you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe, and comment. Whatever question you have, comment. I have 4 children that I've homeschooled from the age of 4, and I've had a lot of, you know, I have a lot of experiences homeschooling young ones, and so, I'll be really happy to help you with teaching your children. So I think this will be the end of my live for today. And hopefully next week, by God's grace, I'll be able to do another live. So remember, this week went well. I started to teach my son every day. He's now, I would say he's officially being homeschooled now. And we have daily work for him to do using these fun, and engaging workbooks from the Dollar Tree. And I'm giving him my one-on-one attention by putting him first before his other siblings, sitting down with him, giving him my undivided attention until we are done. And sometimes it could take an hour to get 2 pages done. But that's the price of getting your toddler to understand that we mean business. And then having patience, because it can be tough working with toddlers, especially when they are fussing and when they don't want to do the work. But this is when you just leverage on asking God for wisdom, asking the Holy Spirit for help, and He will help you in those times when you feel like giving up, and He will give you the grace to continue. Thank you so much for joining me on today's live, and I hope to see you next week by God's grace, when we do another live. Thank you so much. I've enjoyed doing this first live, and I hope you gained a lot from it. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Bye.